I'm saying? There's nothing against them. Like, I think, or I see how, crackers are, you understand what I'm saying, at the end of the damn day. And I say, it proves my point word. The ones that say they're good, the ones that say they're bad, I see how they are. You understand what I'm saying? I say, well, damn, they're alive, or no, they do, they give you freaking looks and shit, you know what I'm saying? And that's just the way it is, you know what I'm saying? Like this cracker right here sitting there begging and carrying on and shit, We got our people there. It doesn't make them bad. It's just unfortunate. You're going to always have them begging and shit, but we have so much going on with us. How do we focus on anything else? You understand what I'm saying? And if they aren't put themselves in our shoes, it's just like in slavery time when we was catching them whips and getting our backs cracked like that. The white people wasn't getting beat like that. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't getting beaten. The women wasn't getting their stomach cutting open. They wasn't feeding the babies to alligators and baits and all that stuff. They wasn't going through near the atrocity, and then we have the nerve to forget that and keep it moving. How can you forget those things?
I don't think that, I know I haven't forgotten, and I don't think that, I don't think a lot of us have forgotten, Ken. I just think that you can't keep that in the forefront of your mind and move on through your day all the time.
If we was to keep that through the forefront of our days, guess what? We would be susceptible to when they try to hand us crumbs and shit.
No, when you have trauma, abuse, right? What if I was to wake up every day and I just kept that in my mind every day? Like the only thing that I thought about was the abuse that I went through.
But you do keep that in your mind every day.
No, I don't, Ken.
All right,
I keep other things. I replace those with other things in my mind. You have to remind me of the abuse that I went through, or I'm using it for a positive reason to explain something that's beneficial. I'm not going to sit there and dwell in, he did this to me. They did that to me all day, because then I would be dysfunctional entirely. There would be nothing left to me except for those. I would be lost in like a nightmare of visions of what yesteryear.
But this is the thing, though. As soon as something make you upset, whether it be a smell, food, or fart, or whenever you have a downtime, guess what? You're back in your head. You're back in your head from some form of trauma. So you can't say, at some point in time, many different times of the day, you're going to revisit some kind of trauma that helps, unless you find some kind of coping skill to relieve that. And we're reminded every day is trauma to us. And when I go on the job and I'm doing something, I'm getting singled out, they let me know. When I go on TV and I see a brother get shot or a sister going, it's trauma. When I see a black woman's upset or a black man upset, it's trauma. When I see a child acting out, it's trauma. When I go into a hospital and I can't see my brother or sister come help with my medical need, it's trauma. When I'm eating certain foods that I know is not my food, it's trauma. So what do I do to subside that? First of all, I have to remind who gave me the trauma. Now, if it's my people that gave me the trauma, then I'm subject to that. But they did give me trauma, you know what I'm saying? That trauma is a condition of who I am today. So until we understand why we're going through the trauma, is when we can begin to relieve ourselves. But I tell you one thing, we can't put them nowhere near our heart, mind, or soul. Not right now, until we learn how to love one another and learn our queen. And the queen learn to learn the king. That we're not better than one another, but we are one. And we are family, but right now we deal with individuality. I individually feel this way, and it's an I, but it's not an I, it's a we. Until we understand it's a we thing, we're never gonna get nowhere. We're in a new age. You know what the new age is? Information. Or we find out how to learn how to read. So now we're playing semantic with words. I say this word better. You got brother taking this way and twisting words that way. But what is this doing? It's confusion. So you use these big giant words that, guess what, the massive people just don't understand. So you get a few intelligent people, and it's not really intelligent, you know what I'm saying? It's actually buffoonery. Because at the end of the day, the results are still the same. The confusion is still the same.
So we're going to use this metaphor of trauma, and take it to, a trauma in a divorce type scenario for all of us. I don't feel like we can separate ourselves like that. For instance, everything is just...
Separate what?
Everything is intertwined, it's interconnected. My trauma that I went through when I was a child, although you didn't cause my childhood trauma, when I get up and go, as you used for an example, through my daily routine, the man and woman component can agitate some of my past traumas, right?
Right.
And so I might go off on you, or you rub me the wrong way because you said or did something, you know what I'm saying? And it agitates a past affliction in my mind. Now, to separate myself from you, to separate myself from my children. Okay? Do you see how this is a, strings pulling on the other strings when you try to separate yourself from the trauma instead of everybody getting treatment?
Okay.
And you work in this field, so you know how this is all interconnected. And now in society, when we're talking about white people and the abuse and the trauma that has been caused, right? Who taught the man to behave the way that he behaves in society? Isn't that a program? And so wouldn't it be feasible to teach you, like you're trying to learn a better way to interact with me, I'm trying to learn a better way to interact with you, and we must, in all honesty, right, recognize the areas where we both need work and put the medicine on it. You got to be truthful. We got to do our self-work and then work together, and that transpires onto our children, and then the relationship we have with each other should be making a ripple effect onto the people that are in our daily lives. It ain't no different with them, and it's all these small diseases.
Wait. You said it's no different with them, and you keep saying that. Who is that? You have to identify.
White people need to learn how to undo the sicknesses they have been taught to. There is no running away. If we don't all get better, we are all fucked, period. It ain't gonna change.
You're saying all, but you can't put all of us in the same category because they dominate and run this room. We have not yet.
So where are you going to run to where you don't have to deal with a white person with resources, Ken, if they don't learn their sickness? If there's not a way.
Well, we don't care. Listen, what I'm saying to you is, there's sickness if there's sickness. And then we don't have to worry about that. We need to know that they're sick and they can take it and stay the fuck away from them. You know what I'm saying? You can coexist with them.
Okay, can you stay away from them right now?
Yeah, I do. But listen,
you got a job, Ken.
Let me finish what I'm saying. I said coexist. Coexist means I have to eat because they own everything. It's not logical to say that I can't go to work. Yes, I can go to work for them. But guess what? When I come home, they don't have to be on my television. They don't have to be friends with me. You know what I'm saying? Just like they do the same thing as we do. But
reality is you're still existing in a society where they're providing the resources.
You have to do the resource from which was taken away from you. If we are allowed to eat, sleep, and do what we need, but we're not allowed to be friends with that which told us. And then they say the distraction is, well, listen, I'll give you that right there. And that's a distraction.
I don't see that any different than how a woman who is married, going through changes with her husband, is subject to the bullshit that he does.
Because there's no help for the psyche. There's no psyche because they condition us from the time we come out the womb. They're telling us what we're going to do.
So that's why I'm talking about the conditioning. It must start with the programming for everyone.
But if they don't allow you to have your own program, they won't allow us. If we get a program, it's under their, ideology.
No, Ken, the program that I'm talking about here starts with the individual. You implement it however you want to. Okay. Nobody can stop you from your perception of thinking and the way that you respond to the things around you.
All right, so if you're conditioned, right? Mm-hmm. Does it change your thinking?
If you're conditioned, does it change your thinking? Yes, it does.
Okay, so how do conditions start? You just don't wake up and say, a baby doesn't wake up and say, I'm conditioned.
Well, we're using the words repetitive. It's programming. It's training. It's how you integrate with your environment.
However you want to do it. When a baby's born out the womb of the mother, matter of fact, before the baby's even born out the womb of the mother, it's conditioned because the mom is conditioned. She protects that which is her enemy.
That's what I'm saying.
So right now, the black woman enemy to herself is the man. She don't say, oh, well, you know what? She says, I can be myself. I don't need you. So what she need is a system of supremacy, of domination. So she have to run on that for everything that she wants, for her psyche, for her medical, for her comfort. She goes on that. She said, I don't need you. But she need that to bring the seed forth for the world.
Well, the woman is only like that because women we don't have our own resources. There's no place where you can go where you can be left alone and have your own resources and men leave you the heck alone.
But look what you're saying.
What do you mean?
But what am I saying? The same man you say leave alone, the same man you go to get your comfort from, your food, your water.
And that's why I'm comparing it to you, saying that we don't need the white man and that they can go to the left hill somewhere instead of trying to figure out how we can all fix this mess. Because you go to a job and you deal with their resources in the same way that woman is subject to man. That is the bottleneck, the juggernaut that's going on.
But when I come,
men in society are placed into a position of female submission in the same way that you're complaining about the white man with the foot on your neck and all the resources. Women are finding themselves in the same domineering position.
Women have always been that ever since they came off the boats here. They came off on the
So does that make it right though?
But what I'm saying is, right now
we weren't always this way.
We know we dealing with when we come off the boat to now, and before that, you understand what I'm saying? The submission of women are just submissive. Period. That's you can show and prove right now, because at the end of the day, those women who follow, at the end of the day, you know what they follow? They follow some man, not the one they love, but some man they like this. Listen to what he's saying. Because she likes what he's saying to her. So she's still submissive to a man, regardless of her intimate man. She's still submissive unto mankind, because it's the law of gravity. She's not submissive unto a woman, because woman and woman is like negative. They cannot get along.
And man is still subject to the resources of the earth that are being capitalized on by.
We're talking about humanity. We're talking about laws of humanity. We're talking about a race of people. You understand what I'm saying? And we're talking about those who have dominated, who have let you know they're dominant, who stole the land of food. You understand what I'm saying? And we fall behind because they're in control.
What I see is you guys, men, okay, when you're talking about as a whole, white people as a whole, and men as a whole, you've all done it. You've all done it, and you're all doing it to women. So if we want to point fingers,
that's not true.
Yeah, I do believe that.
Because we were people.
The only matriarch system that's ruling anything, the only system of that is governed where a woman governs, right? Is ruling anything is the Queen of England, okay?
Right.
And that's our old system that's dominating everything else.
We have come to the point that for so far the black man, you understand, so far. Because you got black men in Africa that is in charge of their shit. Guess what? They see it don't fit the protocol of us. That's in Africa right now. Don't tell them they have power. Guess what? They're not doing. You understand what I'm saying? They're not doing what they need to do. That's why we say that we're not African. You know what I'm saying? We have people that assimilated in Africa, but clearly we're not African because they're not doing anything. You know what I'm saying?
We're the lost tribes, the Hebrew Israelites.
But what I'm saying to you right now, what we was dealing with, I don't want us to focus on that right there. Look at the bridge right there. This is a Brooklyn bridge, so they go back and forth right here. These are the tourists for the new year. So what I'm saying to you is right now, and our point was, we should not be engaging with those particular people. You know what I'm saying? Where's that urban shop we gotta go to?
I don't know. It's on the other phone.
What's the flavor?
It's on the other phone.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so we're headed over to Flower Power to get some herbs and some roots, keep that health the way that I like it. And so you might hear some GPS in the background. But what I wanted to say is, sincerely, when we talk about, the black people and economics and sticking together and all that stuff, I just don't see it happening. I don't see, first of all, the dollar amount. It makes that an illusion. Even if you did do that, the research that I've been doing, the video that I said, I looked at the last one. The guy was talking about how if you add up all the black businesses, even the way that it stands now, and everybody spent their money in it, we still wouldn't have enough money because there's not enough black businesses, Plus, the other thing that I've been realizing is that there's not enough unity. Period. We're just not sticking together. The psychological effects of that is just really messed up. And then it doesn't pan out in real time, in real life. Because look where you're working. Look where you're getting your money from. You still have to go to a job and you got your education from one of their institutions. Okay? So all that...
We drink their water. You're using their times like now. That's not even an issue at all.
But yet that's the case though.
What I'm saying to you is, we can go on. We use everything we are using, clothes, everything we're doing. This car I'm driving, glass on my feet, everything we use, we have established that it's theirs. However, there come a point in time where we have to do us. The Chinese come over here in Chinatown. They do, but guess what? They stay within their ring. What we try to do, we try to befriend them and make it all one.
Nobody's stopping us from doing us. I was still trying to make my point. That is the point. Nobody's stopping us from doing us. We don't want to do us.
Our minds, it's not that our minds are stopping us. Our minds, our conditions.
Look, I still got to eat. I still got things that I want to do with my life. I don't got time to wait for people to grow up and realize that's not even about that. So I'm going straight through the middle. People who realize that we're eating the same food underneath the same sky, using the same schools, subject to the same doctors and medicine and the same system. And that at the end of the day, right?
You're still saying we are not getting the same treatment as them. We are not getting the same treatment as them. So it's not.
Continue on East House.
All right, you're absolutely right on that level, Ken. There's a lot of prejudice and bigotry, and I deal with it all the time, every day. But what I'm talking about is on another level.
But before we can get off that level, we must deal with what's in front of us. I'm not negating all that. Yes, I got to go to work for my enemy. You understand what I'm saying? And when I come out of work, I got to deal with my consciousness enemy, the one that don't know that there's an enemy, because it wouldn't be going at such an alarming rate as it is. But I must first, before you can even move anywhere, we must deal with what's before us. And what we're dealing with is those who control everything that we do. So it's common for black people to say, we go to the hospital. Yes, this land that they own, they took it and stole it. Therefore, if the land that they took, they stole, everything that's built upon it is there. Because if I own the land, I own you. I own your mind. I tell you what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, when I get ready to do it. That's how they write the law. They wrote everything. So we know that we have to adhere to that. But then that's when we go into a spiritual realm. And if we stick together with the energy that we keep putting 1,000 names on, if we stay within that energy realm, then we will begin to go where we need to go.
Well, I wouldn't want to own anything that was stolen to begin with. So all this,
you're powerless over that.
Right, exactly. So why do we want something that was stolen? And taken with blood money anyway. And the other thing too is that I didn't let you answer that. What?
Because you say blood money, that's a part of us. We need to get away from the spookiness. And in order for one to live, one must die. We die physically, or we can die, mentally. You know what I'm saying? Or spiritually. We're trying to recapture things that we have lost. That's what we're trying to do. And until we move them out of the way and get rid of we must first understand what the economics is, and the 7 changes of law and economics and entertainment and food and everything else that goes along. We must understand that, and who owns that, who dominates that. Okay, cool, you own it. But if you let us be and we go and redestruct our mind, we can't, because first of all, they attack the weaker vessel. What is the weaker vessel? You go ahead and you snatch the woman up. Why? Because she's emotional. Emotionals are weak. So the emotions are weak. So what you do? You go get the weak. So you break the strong. What is the strong? The physical man's the strong. His mind, the woman have definitely more emotions, and that could be good to the attribute of us. But when you break, that which is a part of her, which is the man, and break him physically, everything else is done. So then when you start coming up with the programming, but we all get along. No, we can't. We can't even get along with each other. So how the hell they get a pass from us? They don't get no pass from me. They don't get not one pass from me.
I hear you, and you have every right to feel the way that you feel, and I do understand the frustration. But this is what I perceive from how I grew up and from my experiences.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto East 7th Street.
I grew up, like you keep stating, when we were talking before, in a mixed culture neighborhood. There was Puerto Ricans, there was blacks, there was whites. We lived in Meriden, Connecticut, suburban. My mother got out of Philadelphia and moved away from the city and came here, when I was little. So we lived in New Haven, and then we ended up in Meriden and Wallingford and stuff, and it was kind of nice. So I didn't grow up in an all-black environment or in New York and Brooklyn, so I didn't have the same experiences as you.
That's not what I'm saying. My mother was a school teacher, and I used to go eat at their houses and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? New York is a very diverse time, but where you grew up, whites was dominant. You still had the KKK walking up in there. Connecticut is a very controlled state. That's why you don't see, they make sure white dominancy is here. So your psyche is like that. So I understand your psyche, but you have to break through it. And when you have to break through that with the energies, when you say the Kundalini energy, stuff like that, that does not include them.
Wait, what I'm feeling is not fear, and I don't need to break free of anything. I've already broken free. Yeah, I'm not feeling any kind of the way that you perceive that I should be feeling. See, that's the problem. People are misinterpreting what they're seeing. See, I grew up where in the same household, right? You know, there was Joey and Tommy and Susie and Ann, right? And maybe 2 of those children liked you and they were white, and everybody else in their family didn't. But you were there and you were playing because they were trying to maneuver a position and making a stand in their little teenage years or whatever, the adolescence, you know, that that they wanted to have a mixed crowd of people in their lives. So sometimes, you know, we went out in the street and we played with each other, but then when you hit the homes, you had to deal with a brother or sister or mother and father's bigotry, and you knew what was up.
All right, but what I'm saying to you is, with this conversation that went on,
just like I listen to you every day talk about crackers and this, that, and the other, and you have a right to your animosity because of all the things coming at you. I get the cold faces and stares, and I get messed with all the time too by white women. Don't want you to have pride in yourself. They want you to walk around with your shoulders hunched over, and when you smile with bright eyes and you have intelligence, they actually, you can see the spark come off of them like they want to kill you, like you're taking something away from them. You're a threat just because you're happy. You know what I'm saying? Or you're intelligent or beautiful.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is, you know what I'm saying?
But it doesn't define me though, Ken. I'm not going to keep that in the forefront of my mind. Wait a second. I keep trying to make this point. It's a little bit abstract, so it's difficult. Just like keeping the abuse from my childhood in the forefront of my mind as soon as I wake up in the day, you know, or white people and, you know, the ones that treat you horrible, where it's more of them that do than don't. No, I'm focusing on the few people in my life that bring me joy, you know, that are intelligent, that want to go straight up through the middle. There's not a lot of us. This is a big mess. We're in hell. That is where we are. I'm not looking for everybody. You know, I don't see black people doing any better than them when it comes to sticking together or not being bigots.
How can black people do anything when they lost the knowledge of self?
And they lost the knowledge of self too, or never had it.
But they might have lost the knowledge of self, but they run this shit. We don't run nothing. Right. We don't own no land or nothing. So we got to get past that. When you go skip over past that shit, you'll be in the state that you're in right now. As a black
woman, I see black men running stuff when it comes to me. And as a black woman, I see white people running stuff when it comes to the black man. And I see you both, you saying what you want from them is what I want from black men. Is my respect, my dignity, my right to have my opinion and my own identity outside of what you think that I should be.
That's not.
And the right to wake up in the morning without thinking about everybody that's fucked up. Where's my space at?
All right, so if you're going to dialogue,
the destination is on the left.
That's the only point I was trying to make.
Right, but you're once again, you're not dealing with the facts of what is going on with us as a people. Period. And when you skip over something, it's like if you're growing up. And all right, so from the age of 1 to 5, you had some good growing, and then from the age of 10 to 15, you know what I'm saying, you say, okay, I'm doing well. And then at 15, you get introduced to drugs, right? And hard drugs, right? You lose track of time. You miss a lot of your adolescent period, and now you're 21. You stop doing drugs. There's a period of time you have lost. When a baby is born, it needs to know its identity. Not the point where you go on and seeing white television, white schools, white philosophy, and white for this, and then there says, oh, well, we all get along. When there's inequality and injustice going on, and then we're trying to make an excuse for injustice.
I see it, but I'm not trying to stay in it.
Please?
Yes.
You cannot make an excuse for injustice. You must deal with that. And so what you're doing, from what I'm hearing, is giving them a pass.
I'm not giving anyone a pass. That's not what I'm doing.
Okay, so what I'm saying to you is, when I'm hearing, if viewers here, they're going to say, how do you get a pass? They don't get no damn pass.
I'm not giving no pass. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I see it, but I'm not going to stay in it.
Yes.
And what I'm doing is focusing on what I see that's going to be beneficial for the medicine, because both sides is messed up.
We're not dealing with both sides. That's what I see. Though.
No, I am though.
Yeah, but
you have the right to deal with whatever you want to, my dear. But I am.
I understand that. But when you're talking about freeing the masses of people, you must first deal with your own. You can't mix up medications
I see you bumping into them every day, and it's making you sick. And I see them and what they were taught, and it made them sick. And I want the whole thing fixed.
Since I became a little bit conscious, right? A little, not much, right? I am able to understand and detect and have more knowledge now than I ever had in my whole entire life. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't from them. It was for me understanding myself. It was for me losing them and gaining me, regardless of how painful it is. And then in the art of learning myself, of course I'm going to be devastated. You understand what I'm saying? But I do understand why the condition I'm in. You understand what I'm saying? We must hold them accountable for what they do first. We can't just go in and going off of me. I'm not blaming the black woman for her shit, but I'm saying that she has to understand first, hold them accountable for it, then deal with us. If you're gonna give us the business, they can get it just equally.
Yeah,
and so
I think that what I teach is showing the accountability of all parties in truth. I'm not trying to fixate and paint this illusion that it's only one particular people.
It is
my job, okay, is to show the truth of what's going on and the intricate way that it's interacting. You know?
Cannot listen. This is what I'm saying.
I can, and I will.
You are, but you're sending a missed message. No,
I'm not. I'm sending a message to a particular people. Do you hear me?
Right. The particular people you're saying it's a mixed kumbaya world, but the reality is right now.
That's not what I'm saying.
All right, so when you send a message, you're sending a black and white message because on a lot of your message.
That's not what I'm doing either. There's more than black and white. If you want to try to do that. When you're dealing with nations, your message will be you, right? And then you have some cracker on your display. So when a person see that, they be like, okay, this is the condition that we're in. From the time that you're born, the condition that we're in. You understand what I'm saying? Is a baby come into the world by white hands. It used to be midwives, black wives. Now they done took that away from us. So when we got to the hospitals, they still are afterbirth. They still so much from us. You understand what I'm saying? And so until we learn how to deal and understand that every little thing they take is taking away our spirit and giving them the spirit of them. We don't need the spirit of us because of the condition of what we in. Because we still got beef that we're dealing with us. If all white people will move off the planet Earth, we still got atrocities and all kind of idiocies, things that we're doing, all kind of ignorancy that we're dealing with. So when you include them in anything we do, it discombobulates, it confuses the situation. We cannot include them. We have to go to work. Why? Because they stole this land. So we got to go and work for them. They're not beating us no more because they don't have to, because they have the mental chains around our neck. The mental chains is a stronghold. So yes, you feel the way you ideal, but when you present your presentation to healing the children, the women, and the men, you send a mixed message. They cannot be included. I have my own mind.
Yep.
That's what I have.
Right.
You know, and I'm talking to a particular kind of people that realize that we got to fix the problem with the food. Okay. With put minerals back in our body. Okay.
So you say
I'm talking. Excuse me. I'm talking about people who realize what's going on with chemtrails, with the programming, and people who want to fix that. We all have children. We need medicine. We need ways to fix this. We need solutions. We don't need to sit there and just keep complaining about what is going on, because it's a big freaking mess. Where are the people?
Who started the mess, though?
Ken, yeah, I know that, and I teach that. But beyond that, okay, is the medicine. Yeah. Beyond that is the medicine for everybody to get up out of this nonsense.
But everybody, that's what I'm saying. I keep trying to send it because it's very sensitive to you. And so you really feel sometimes because you want everybody. We cannot assimilate with that.
Obviously, you're black and you're not hearing what I'm saying most of the time. It took me all these years to get you to even listen to half of what I'm saying.
40 years, no.
Yeah, it did.
I don't.
And so when it comes to men being dominant and dictating and right and wrong and black and white, and the way that I grew up with molestation and abuse from women and men, black and white, institution and from home, church and state, I say fuck all y'all that want to play games with the truth.
So what happens is at this particular time, and you're admitting that you're damaged.
No, I'm not damaged.
Because now we're getting into it.
Oh, a matter of fact, I am damaged. You're right. Let's say that I'm damaged. I'm not a regular. I'm a renegade program. I'm not listening to the nonsense that y'all trying to feed me.
But you're saying because we have in this particular discord that we're having here, always simply is talking about what's happening. So you're getting emotional because you're saying all
now
people.
I'm emotional.
No,
You see how this works, right?
The tape will tell everything because at the end of the day,
It
you're
always
saying,
does.
right, because we're trying to have an intelligent discourse. And so the whole idea is in your conversation here, you say all people. I'm saying black people must deal with black issues. You understand what I'm saying?
I love black people. Like, there has to be a statement every time I open my mouth to say something, just to clarify myself. It's ridiculous.
But when you giving your display to people, it doesn't say black. It says all people.
Listen, intelligent people should know that I'm representing black people because I'm in this melanated skin. I can't represent anything other than what I am.
No, that's
realistically,
not
yes, it is. It's an illusion to think that I represent anything other than what I am when you look at me. And anybody who doesn't recognize that doesn't need to be listening to me because I'm way over their head.
You're right, because that's it. Right now, blacks deal with illusions. They deal with trickery, sorcery, magic. You understand what I'm saying? Reality is just reality. Reality is when I go into the hospital and I need to get well, I gotta have my descendants, slave masters, fix me. When I need my food, I have to go to them. When I go to work, I have to go to them. So I recognize that. You understand?
Well,
and
that's
okay.
why I'm learning those things.
Right, so let me just finish. When I see that, I understand that. So I said, you know what? How can I reconstruct and build my name to have a revolutionary mind, complete constructive change, you know what I'm saying, to deal, you know what I'm saying, with the atrocities that are going before me. And so not the innocent ones, they don't count. It's the ones that's running this shit that let you know.
How you do that is concentrate on the medicine, not the pain.
The medicine is to renew the mind, the thinking. You have to change the thinking, because thinking is the condition. Because if I get to your
thinking, you're concentrating on the same pain every day, all day long.
For a period, you can because change is painful, and it does not come overnight. But as a period of time comes, it changes. I don't celebrate not one different holiday. I feel okay. The kids is on the same page for the most part.
If I concentrated on my trauma, would you ever get laid? Ever?
That's a very, what I'm saying is it's very difficult with that. Most women that has been severely damaged by those who have caused that right there hardly ever be the same. They never be the same, and they think it's that way because in the time when they getting damaged, they had to go into their psyche, into another land to survive. So to bring back that connection would take them to go into a deep subconscious level that really a man has to really be touched to heal that woman. You understand what I'm saying? But if she subjects herself into that which caused that right there, she goes into an illusion, a state of mind. You understand what I'm saying? Playing trickery with words. Listen, we gotta go in here. We gotta end this and go in.
We're at the Herbs and Roots store. REGFNHOWARD RAW, Siren Buddha Medicine, talking with
submission. Submission.
Speaking with wisdom.
Submission. Total submission.
Tripping. Doing it real. Much love to y'all. Bye. Take what you need and leave the rest.
I can get it.